Welcome to Let's Talk Real with your girl, ESHI, where healing meets honesty and growth meets grace. Y'all, today's episode is not just a closing chapter, it's a victory lap. It's the final bow on season 1. And if you've been walking this journey with me since episode 1, then you already know this ain't just a podcast, it's a heartbeat, a mirror, a witness stand for the soul. If I could talk to my 26-year-old self, I'd tell her, baby, you ain't gotta break yourself to prove you're worth keeping. Chasing love that won't sit still will only make you dizzy. I'd also tell her that rest is not a reward, it's a right. That your boundaries aren't walls, they're gardens. That sometimes you'll lose people who swore they'd never leave, but you'll find yourself in the space they used to fill. Chapter 36 taught me that my energy is expensive, that peace costs more than popularity, that silence will reveal more than confrontation ever could. And more importantly, 36 taught me that I can love myself out loud without apologizing for the volume. If you could sit down with your younger self for 5 minutes today, what's the one thing you'd tell them that you wish somebody told you back then? You know, somewhere between my early 30s and now, I stopped needing the claps, the handshakes, the I'm so proud of you. I've learned how to celebrate myself in a quiet room with no audience. And that's when I realized applause is seasonal, but self-respect is eternal. I've become the kind of woman who still cries in the shower, in the bed, on a sad song, and even happy moments when there's a cat, dog, or baby involved. But this woman right here gets out, gets up, puts her crown back on, and handles business like she needs to, majority of the time. I've become the kind of woman who forgives without opening the same door twice, who can sit in solitude and not call it loneliness. And I've learned not everybody will clap for you, but God will send the wind to carry your victory lap anyway. So let me ask you, when was the last time you celebrated yourself quietly? No posts, no parties, just you knowing you did that. How did that moment change you? I used to think my wins didn't matter if nobody knew about them. But now, I'm guarding them like treasure. I've learned that sacred silence is a superpower. Sometimes God will have you move in a way that confuses people because they can't see what He's doing in the background. And honestly, I've learned to be just fine with that. Quiet wins hit different. When you start accomplishing things without posting every step, you start to realize you don't need permission and you don't even need validation. You just need alignment. And alignment will have you walking into rooms you didn't even think you applied for. So what's one win you've been keeping to yourself lately? And if you're honest, why are you protecting that? One of the lessons I've learned this year is you can't commit to yourself halfway and expect a full harvest. Self-commitment is showing up for your body, your mind, your spirit, even on days when nobody sees you, when you rather just stay in bed. External validation is sweet, but it's not sustainable. It fades, it changes. But when you're committed to you, you're feeding something that can't be taken away. And that, my besties, is the real win. If you stopped looking for approval from others, what's one thing you'd start doing differently tomorrow? To the younger me, Isha, I love you, baby. I forgive you for all the times you thought survival was the same as living. I know you didn't know. And I honor you for fighting battles you never should have ever had to fight. And baby, I release you. I release you from the guilt of not knowing better. You did what you could with what you had. To the future me, ESHI, honey. Girl, I promise to keep us making choices that we'll all thank me for. I promise to rest when I need to, speak when it matters, and listen when God is whispering. I promise to let love find us in its healthiest form and to keep joy as non negotiable. So, I got a question for you listeners. If you could write one sentence to your future self right now in this moment, what would you want him or her to remember about who you are in this season today? As we close season 1, I want you all to remember your victory lap doesn't need a crowd. Sometimes the finish line is crossed in the quiet. The medal is invisible. And more importantly, sometimes the only one clapping is you. And that is more than enough. Cheers to chapter 37. Oh, I'm so excited. And cheers to y'all for listening to my podcast, for stomaching all the topics, good, bad, challenging, or indifferent. Here's to the next chapter, to running your race with grace, with grit, and with gratitude. This has been Let's Talk Real with ESHI B. And baby, we did that.